What it do, folks? I hope you're treating yourselves well and, of course, to others. My name is Clair. This is a reading pertaining to what you should focus on and who is focused on you. For some reason, that kind of was circling my mind, and now we are doing it, so let's get to it. People from school, whatever form of schooling you did last, and I mean, pretty much anyone you have gone to school with, I think quite a few of them could have been looking you up or seeing what you've been up to, or you might have just been having random thoughts about people or places. I'm thinking maybe you've had memories recently of things, places, and times that you have long since parted with, forgotten. They don't have to be bad at all, but I think they're probably charming, to be real. There's a sense of you remembering things and being oh, is my memory getting better? Or feeling kind of charmed by the things that are coming to your mind as of lately. I think maybe you're remembering things specifically from elementary school or middle school. Maybe media or smells have maybe set off things for you lately. People from school have definitely been paying attention to what you're doing lately or looking you up. If you had crushes with people, I think maybe they are, I'm hearing, gathered. So you might have people hitting you up on the old-timey sort of social medias, Facebook, ones that are more education-based. I'm hearing Reddit too, so maybe you're having a subreddit pop off, or you are looking into people on Reddit, or there's something about subreddits or Reddit, which I'm not all too familiar with, so I sound kind of like a blabbering fool, perhaps. Okay, so on to the next. We have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I think you could be focusing on or trying to get some tunnel vision going. I think you're trying to clue into how to feel more energized or inclined to do something amongst yourself, how to find motivation within yourself to do get the job done, the task done. I think there's a sense of you trying to schedule out your life in a way that it becomes more automatic, perhaps, or that could be really beneficial for you to kind of find routine in ways that you can, so that you can enjoy the times where you want to enjoy them. I think maybe you're suffering from overstimulation, or the ability to have whatever you want at your fingertips. Maybe even if you don't have a luxury based lifestyle, or just a sense of gluttonous intake, I think there's maybe just a sense of if you're wanting, perhaps, just hear me out, if you're wanting to feel more subtle, soft, I'm hearing kind, so maybe being kind to yourself and others. There's a sense of if you're wanting to be less robust in atmosphere and aura, calming nature stuff, maybe get into calming scents, fragrances that are more earthy. Maybe look into taking fragrances out of your everyday products where you can. Being more conscious of where you step, I'm hearing. So maybe like the carbon footprint, or there's a sense maybe you're trying not to step on toes right now. So you're trying to tread lightly. Maybe you're trying to lose weight. There is help in mediation, I'm hearing. So perhaps you need to talk to professionals in the industries or directions you're trying to attain. You could be very benefited from perhaps just someone giving you here and there advice. Maybe you don't have someone that's like keeping up with your progress the whole time if that's not what you're into, because the Four of Pentacles, yeah, you could feel maybe like pressure stamps out your ability to hold progress, or there is a sense of like motivation is what you're trying to attain, maybe because it slips through your fingers frequently because you are the one having to motivate yourself. I think you kind of prefer people not being all up in your grill in a certain sense. Like, you want people to be on your team and rooting for you, but you don't want them to be like, how far have you come? What's going on with that? Da, 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 da. Like, you kind of do like that in a sense, but it's on your terms almost. Because the Four of Pentacles kind of indicates that maybe you have a nature of liking things a certain way. So maybe lightening up would, in retrospect, kind of make you a lighter vessel to move on from your current surroundings or atmosphere. Like, I have this weird feeling that you might feel like what is this? The Five of Cups. You might feel kind of depleted lately, like you can't escape your atmosphere or surrounding. You might feel kind of like haunted or demeaned in ways. I think you might feel trapped, or in your head you have a hard time getting out of your own way. You have maybe habits that keep you comfortable enough to make you feel like you can sustain your current surroundings, and that maybe is a deterrent of success and progress for you. You might feel like you are not being successful. Like, this card makes me think of bioluminescence. So maybe you're more of a reactionary kind of person, and you're trying to figure out like how to make moves instead of reacting to the things that are happening to you. Because 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, the Eight of Swords. I think that you definitely find motivation in your day-to-day, in your arena, in your atmosphere. There's a visual aspect where you find a lot of motivation, and that is helpful for you. But it's hard to sustain such a motivation because you maybe are very smart, very aware of your situations, you know, to not have high expectations, you know what to aim for, but maybe that's kind of stamping out the, I hate to say it because it sounds like you're the kind of person that might not like to hear these sort of things, but you're kind of stamping out your own like magic in a way. Yeah, the Ten of Cups. Life is almost laughing at this situation. I think you could be very frustrated as of lately, maybe feeling like held up in life, when really it's a timing issue and also an attitude issue. You need to adjust your attitude, because this Ten of Cups is pardon me, it is ghastly, garish, it's ugly. It's super ugly. I don't like this one at all. It, like, the idea of a Ten of Cups would be like all around nourishment, passion, love, lust, longing, the whole nine, the storybook romance. But this one is so violently ugly to me. I don't like it at all. This Ten of Cups is upsetting to my eyes, and I could go on forever about that because it's a letdown. So maybe you feel let down by something that was supposed to bring you nourishment or made you feel as though you felt a really high with it at one point, or you felt captivated with it, thinking longevity was there, and it ended up just being like, I think there's like beans in the background of this. I don't know what's floating around in the background of this, and I think it might be beans. So you might have just received beans when you thought you were going to get forever and some more. So a letdown nature is like, maybe you don't know what to focus on because of depletion of the things that you had before are not there any longer, or you are just miserably let down by what you thought would have been a ideal situation. Judgment in reverse. I think maybe you kind of saw it coming, though. There's a sense of like, it always is kind of this way. I'm hearing like you might feel as though you're under judgment constantly, or like the world is not on your side. This is the World card, and again we have a very unsightly card. Not cute, not pretty, not handsome. It's the World card, and it was in reverse, so it's kind of a sense of like you might be pushing off your trueness, in a sense, thinking that it's not yours. I think you're letting your current atmosphere take away your magic. You might be in a grumpy mood, or not accepting the Four of Cups in reverse. You might be seeing in ways that you have been this individual, or maybe this is a person around you. I think maybe someone who has denied you in love is thinking about you lately, seeing that they might have chosen incorrectly, or how, like, I think there's a lot of fantasy about the what ifs with you. Pretty much any lover that ended poorly or abruptly in your life, I think they are thinking about you in a way of like, I wonder what my life would have ended up with this certain individual. I'm thinking even hookups could have been this, because the Judgment in reverse, it just seems like maybe you've had a lot of people that have dated in spite of you, or people maybe date to get over you in ways, sort of thing. And sometimes it hurts, sometimes it doesn't, but it seems to maybe always happen, or it happens a lot. Yeah, the Death card. I think you're kind of, you might not talk to any of your exes, or you might not talk to a lot of anyone from the past at all. I think you kind of have a sense of like you will talk to anyone. This blue flag makes me think of nothing is like truly off with you. Like, you are a nice individual. I don't think you will carry on relationships for very long, but you're like, if it has nothing to do with your life and you can kind of sense that in a way, you will not feed it any energy, but you will talk to someone. You'll give someone the time of day if they like come. I'm just feeling like, I don't think anyone from your past you feel a negative energy towards, but there's a sense of like, I don't want an apology. I don't want any sort of reminiscent feeling of like, woe is me sort of thing. I don't think you want to feel any of the lower feelings, the negative feelings of any situation. The strength in reverse. There's a sense of like, you don't want to relapse in fighting with people just because they can get under your skin. Like, there's a sense of like, even if you don't have any animosity or feelings towards situations, sometimes they can just get under your skin, because it's like, what am I dealing with this for? This has little to nothing to do with anything. So I think you have like a short fuse for people. So it goes back to like, you might be feeling really like jagged, or in ways you have a tendency to get frustrated and hit a wall. Like, you could actually kind of like see red at times and have an issue with like anger at times. The World in reverse, again, that is so bizarre, because you got the World in reverse in this other deck. So there's a sense of like, you need to control your anger. You need to figure out a way for outlets, whether it's like a creative outlet that helps you like go to a class that helps you unwind in certain ways, or some if you need to talk to people, professional or not, if you need to address certain things in your life that helps you get them out of your system. There's a sense of you need to figure out how to control your anger, because these occurrences will be reoccurring in your life, and it will be beneficial for you to attain the things that you're like. You can get most of the things that you want in life, but it comes at the price of like, you'll always be viewed in certain ways, you'll always be talked to in certain ways. The world, the Hierophant upright, you've gotten a lot of major cards: the World, the Death card, the Strength card, Judgment, like pretty much just like gander, like smorgasbord of really big cards. So I think there's a lot of pivotal moments in your life, and you being smart can be negated by anger. Like if you poison your infinite knowledge, or like your infiltrate, I'm thinking like you have an army in your head of just like thoughts and processes and how to go about things, but they can be spoiled with bad behaviors, or giving into like detest, maybe hating things. So you need to focus on learning in ways that you can maybe get into reading certain things, or just medias that you don't, you're not, it's not riffraff, like things that actually get you riled up, don't pay attention to. There's like the golden rule amongst you needs to be, if something makes me fight, we need to figure out what for. That's what I'm hearing for some reason. The Six of Wands, yeah. If something is wanting you to fight, you need to figure out what for, because there's going to be a lot of things that you will need to fight in this life that are like, for better and worse. Like you'll have a lot of tasks in this life that are based off of your commitment to being a good person, because I think you're going to be on display in some way or another. I think people that have doubted you are watching you this whole time. And there's a definite sense of like, people are always going to pay attention to, oh my gosh, and the Hierophant. Okay, so last time I said Bimo was my least favorite character, but truly the lemon grabs are horrifying. I can't even watch the episodes with them in it. So like I can watch Bimo, it's whatever, but lemon grab, ugh, I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't like the way they talk or anything that they do. I don't like the way they function at all. So the things that you're going to have to go towards in life, I think there's a sense of like everything you've said you've hated, you might have had to circle back around and kind of eat your words, or things that you said you would never be. I think there's a lot of instances in your mind that you can remember where you specifically stated certain things and it has come back in your life and become something very big or monumental in ways. But there's you like nostalgia, you like the past, so maybe give in to maybe watching nostalgic media if current things are kind of getting too much out of you, like like getting you riled up, or you're feeling weird about ingesting certain like current medias. Maybe go back a little bit and take in some things, like maybe look into commentary, things that you like, or like podcasts that are even, it can be of darker nature or whatever, but like podcasts for some reason kind of are ingested in ways that, I don't know, it just seems like that could be beneficial for some reason. You might want to look at fire burning, that could help you. You might want to write things down and burn them in the fire. You might want to get into self-defense classes, or some sort of media of psychology, there's a sense of the Chariot. Jesus, you're just getting card after card that's just like major. Like all of these decks are, I've gotten 4 cards out of this one deck and 3 of them are the major ones. So, okay, the Chariot, I think that you are ready to flex your muscles, and I think that the fact that you are finding holdups in life, you need to realize that there's a timing about everything. You don't want to get things prematurely, or you can mess things up, but I think the things that you need to learn from the things that you messed up. If you are being slighted in certain ways, or you feel like you definitely missed the ball or like the train in some way, you need to figure out how to let that part go before you try again, in a certain sense. You need to go about it in like a slow way, you know, like a dignified, or like don't rush back into certain things. You can if you just feel like you need to like retry again, but like there's no rush right now. I think there's a natural timing about this day and age, so just take a deep breath. There's a need for intuition and inner trust, so you can't be mad, you can't fly off the handle. You need to be able to be the flame instead of trying to attain the flame, you know, because you don't want it to burn you. You want to just kind of like let it ignite you, sort of thing. So there's just a sense of like, if you are reaching too hard, maybe like paying attention to your environment too hard, or like comparing yourself to others, or looking at things that are too close to what you are trying to attain, it might start to like eat you alive or make you feel like a beast in certain ways. So just being gentle to yourself, cleansing rituals, just being kind to yourself, so that you might extinguish any sort of like, I'm hearing carbon emission. So yeah, just burning off some of the things from the past if you can, and becoming the dance. And yeah, you got this, and you gotta know I love you. Folks, howdy all, what it do? Bonjour. Whatever. Okay. Hi. This is what you should be focusing on, and who's focusing on you. You got people feeling left out in the cold, or people that made you feel left out in the cold, are definitely paying attention to how you're going to move on from the situation. I think there's a sense of like people might be waiting to see how you react right now. Certainly something might have happened lately, or in general in your life. People that have done something are watching. People that have I'm hearing aggressive, so maybe people that have been aggressive towards you, people maybe you got in a fight with but didn't actually fight with, in a sense. Like you could have like obviously butted heads, but you didn't like duke it out anyway. I think that there's a lot of misrepresentation and unsaid words to be had. Maybe people that you were in business with, or that you were supposed to have had more of a connection with, perhaps people that you knew over longevity, and that kind of accumulated more of a dynamic of comfort than what was in actuality. Like you could have felt like family or closeness to a certain individuals or group, and it kind of was like faded away through the fog, maybe over time, or a situation has caused a breakdown of a friend group or situation in general. Maybe even a work situation could have been broken down I'm hearing like factory, so maybe people in a factory are thinking about you if you worked in a factory at one point. Trucking could have been a thing. I'm hearing police force. You could be well known amongst like a racing team or like a traveling team of some sort. Maybe you're on a traveling team. It doesn't have to be, it could be for sports or in trucking, racing. I'm hearing modeling. It could be for wigs, or you're traveling for some sort of business, or you were at one point. There's like a crack forming, or there have been cracks that have formed. I think maybe it is feeling recycled or old, kind of musty to you, crusty. I'm hearing there's a sense of like maybe you're going through the motions, the high priestess in reverse. The motions are making you feel dusty or decrepit. You're maybe feeling geriatric because of the things that you have been going through on a day-to-day basis. Maybe you have to sit for a long periods of time, or walk, or maybe even have to like talk to people for long periods of time. Maybe you've had a lot of meetings. Maybe people are considering you right now for jobs or performance. I'm hearing issues, but maybe you're having like performance. Maybe you're being graded for like school or in work in some way. I think you're gonna do well in that situation for some reason. I'm thinking you might be kind of twisted in your own head as of lately, kind of focused on your own upgrades or like studying. Maybe you're abroad doing your own thing and you kind of feel disconnected from your original environment or the people that you have known for, a while. Seven of Pentacles upright. There's a sense of, I think you feel kind of reminiscent. You enjoy people, you enjoy friends, you want a friend group, you want people to, you want to attain people, you want to be around people. I think that social is very important to you, maybe as of lately, but it has been out of reach because you don't know anyone as of right now, or you don't have a friend group like to really call on per se. I think business is really, the Four of Swords in reverse. There's a sense of like you are definitely down to clown, you're down to go out, you want to share your 2 cents with people. I think you want to laugh, you want to guffaw. I'm hearing brawl, so I think maybe you're kind of like rowdy or debaucherous in some way, form, or fashion. You want to focus on going out, so maybe figuring out how you can go out, find establishments that you can frequent, that you feel comfortable in like thriving. I think what you need to do is throw yourself in environments, and something will start to stick, like whether it has education base, like you go to libraries more frequently, go to coffee shops, or you invest in something. Maybe it's like a club or strategy of some sort. Maybe you go to art galleries, or I'm hearing maybe just go to clubs. I don't know. There's just a sense of like you need to kind of put yourself in environments, even if they don't namely like necessarily have anything to do with what you're trying to do. Like maybe it's just as simple as like go out to somewhere a little farther distance than you normally would, to go to a nature resort or a nature place, an arboretum or a beach, the desert. You need to put yourself in other environments, maybe a few times, just to I'm here, get some new stories, maybe meet some new people, perhaps. I think you're trying to get new friends, and all you know as of right now is like get money. I think this is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Maybe you're feeling a little depleted in the money realm, feeling like you don't really have the you don't feel comfortable spending money on a new lifestyle. Okay, so with that, I think maybe do something that doesn't take investment then. There's certainly a lot of things that you could do for free. The Three of Wands, you are trying to, and I think you want to invest in people. There's a sense of like, you don't want to go out in public just to be around. You don't want to like go to the club just because it's a cool club. You want to have people because you want to meet people, you want to build. You're trying to like scale with friends and in business, just in any way that you can. You're trying to like dip your toes and fingers and body parts and whatever. That's grotesque that I said that. So maybe you're just feeling like in a silly, goofy mood. There's a sense of like the Wheel of Fortune. I think this lightheartedness that you might feel, like if you're feeling goofy and silly, kind of hold on to that essence as much as you can. Don't let yourself be dragged down by media. Don't give in to things that make you feel heavy in ways. If you ingest certain things that make you feel tripped up or heavier, maybe hold off on that as of lately, because I think life is trying to like aid you along into what you essentially want. I think maybe it might, like, you could have a new friend group soon, but it might not be that easy. The Ten of Swords upright. There might be some cycles that you need to close out. I think people that are thinking about you are ones that have definitely seen the downsides of you. I think people that have seen the worst of you or seen you at your worst, maybe like the pits, even if they didn't cause it. I think there might be a sense of like people that you really trusted, that you feel kind of, you feel good towards them. They might be thinking of you in a loving way. I think a lot of people are feeling very loving. Yeah, the World upright. People are feeling very loving towards you. I think people want to embrace you and show you that they care. I think that there's a sense of like people want to make eye contact with you and just like give you a hug or like shake you into like knowing how much they care about you without reason or rhyme or knowing what it means. Like there's a sense of like people just wanting to connect. Definitely people that put you in a third party. The Three of Cups in reverse, I think maybe people are trying to reconnect with you or figure out how to get back in your good graces. You could have called off any third parties, or there's a trauma I feel with maybe like cheating or third parties, just like a haunting nature of like somehow this has formed a grasp in your life and without want. Like I don't think you enjoy feeling hurtful or betrayed or like you are something that would hurt others. I don't think you want that for anyone or to feel that at all, even if you've instigated it in some ways in your life in the past, or there's just a sense of like real deep dark-seated hurt from not knowing boundaries, not knowing how to set boundaries, having people abuse what you didn't know at the time, what you couldn't feel or what you couldn't understand, and just like a real darkness around exploitation with sexual nature. So I think that you really come to terms with like, no one's going to be playing me, no one's going to be playing people that I love. I think you're really like in a, like, it's going to be a monster mash if people play games with people that I care about or people that I love. And I think it's starting to become more obvious with the day-to-day, the Seven of Swords in reverse. It's like almost an aura, though. I think it's less of like people are focusing on the fact that you don't really show that you are willing to claw their eyes out. but you're certainly someone that people don't want to mess with, whether you're like giggly and bubbly and it would just be like a damn shame to like, why would you want to upset this person sort of feel. Like maybe you're just like, you don't mean any harm, so people shouldn't want to harm you. So why would people don't get away with making you feel bad usually, whether it's you just kind of like walking away from the situation, like, wow, that was really weird, why did they do that? Like people maybe are trying to get a rise out of you as of lately, or picking on you in certain ways. I think people who have been kind of bullies outwards, it could have been friends who were like bullies to other people. I think it's like an aura of like people that could have been really dogmatic in your life, very headstrong, very like, they could have been good friends to you or not, but maybe someone that made fun of others frequently, and maybe it kind of like turned ugly in some ways, forms or fashion, whether they kind of were mean to you or not. I think you have severed ties with someone who you either bullied with, or someone who just had kind of like a, you know, like a big and bad aura, but they were, it's mean. They were mean. Maybe you have people that have passed on that you've been thinking out of a lot lately. I think they are with you. You like the sun. So I'm starting to think like maybe like those little scarab beetles, those like green beetles, those little bumbling, I think they're like little gods, but they could be like little ghosts too. I don't know what they are, and I don't know why I care, but for some reason right now I feel like maybe them, and like also there's this thing with like white butterflies, if you're seeing those frequently, are reminders of people that you're loved, maybe people that are passed on, maybe I think people on the other side are thinking about you, trying to aid you into new realities or new ways of existing. The sun upright is just a beautiful omen of inspiration and hope. I think you are going to be kind of going into the orb. So I think you're going to be kind of escaping to your own land in a way, finding a way to make the day-to-day yours. I think you're going to be becoming very I keep on getting this word enigmatic. So you're gonna, which means like you're gonna be kind of like a mystery of yourself. I think you might kind of find there's a charmingness of not holding any of the ways that you have been to your armor any longer, like accepting things that are happening around you. The Ace of Cups, people could see that you're more lighthearted and approach you more frequently. I think maybe there's a thing about like you're gonna be lightening up your, or like your sphere, your aura, your whole like demeanor, by taking like burning away, like I'm seeing like dusting off the cobwebs and like blowing on books and like dust coming off of them. So maybe you need to go back to going through the motions of certain things. Maybe you forgot how to best supply in certain ways because you haven't really gone through the motions of doing them in a while. Like the idea of like you haven't forgot how to do something, but maybe you need to get back in the process of doing it more frequently just so it feels and looks better. You could reapply yourself to like maybe even a sport just for like funsies, but it just tones your body. It makes your mind like blood flowing throughout your whole body, very rejuvenating, very helpful. There's a sense of things. I think you need to sweat out some stuff. So maybe going to saunas, getting massages, working out, running. If you have someone that you could have tantric sex with. I think that there's like a rebuildingness to you. You don't want to feel defensive any longer, and your Ace of Cups is upright. So I think you enjoy the lighter and the darker sides of life. And I think people that you have, a lot of past people that maybe when you think of the times of like your darkest moments are kind of thinking of you a lot lately. So you might have felt like kind of shiftier energies in yourself, or like hitting yourself on corners, or like hitting yourself just feeling clumsy as of lately, or like things are coming at you, maybe like bugs flying in your face or stuff. The Four of Cups, maybe in reverse. I think maybe you're starting to see through lies or despair, or energies of people just being glum, kind of bitter or distasteful. The Justice in reverse, your justice will definitely be walking away from people and them wanting more from the situation, whether it's like for better or for worse. Like some people are just have bad intentions, and they always will. So you walking away from the situation will just be the only victory you'll ever get from that. That will be the only satisfaction ever. So I think you're gonna start finding satisfaction in the actions you take, even if it's not walking away. Maybe it's like situations where you have to address them, or it's having conversations and feeling less slighted, or like you convey yourself better. I think you are definitely going to be becoming more well-rounded in the field of taking on adventure easier, not weighing yourself down with the possibilities and the options. I think people will give you more opportunity because you will be taking more opportunities. And I think people that denied you opportunities in the past will start seeing that and kind of like, I'm hearing eat shit. So however you feel about the situation, I think you could, maybe people that you went to shows with a lot could be thinking about you, or people that you have yelled with a lot are thinking about you as of lately. There's just a sense of like you're cleaning off your throne. The Justice card, it just looks kind of dirty to me. Let's see. I didn't use this deck at all. So maybe you're starting to tap into things that you never thought were possible, or options. You're feeling more motivated towards going like outwards, where you always felt comfort in certain ways. You're being depleted, but it feels like okay for some reason or another. Ooh, that's a lot of cards. Maybe you have a lot on your plate as of right now. 5, 6, 7. You could have a lot of people thinking about you. Have a lot of suitors wanting to figure out how to approach you. 5, 6, 7. Or people stare at you a lot in general. You might have like a fantasy aspect to you. You could be into role playing, I'm hearing, or people that you have done like role play games. Maybe you're into like a dress up or like cosplay, some sort of lifestyle that takes on dressing up in some way, form, or fashion. I'm hearing Pokemon. You could be into games, or Asian culture. 5, 6, 7. I think you might like fiction a lot, stories. You could be really into high fantasy environments. You're very stimulated by things that are very colorful and pretty, so maybe focus on those sort of things as of right now. Maybe go towards more rainbow, colorful things that stimulate your vision color-wise. 5, 6, the 6 of coins. Things that give back to you. Only supply to what nourishes. Like, if something you want doesn't emotionally give back to you in the ways that you know is true and right, don't give in to that right now. Don't do that. And maybe don't do that in general, but I mean, who's to say? Maybe it works. But I'm just saying, for right now, there's a sense of like, only give to things that give back to you nourishment or some sort of give in ways. Like, it has to feel okay. Whether it's like, it could be difficult, but if you're getting something out of it that feels pure and true, then go for it, get it. But if there's a sense of like you feel depleted afterwards, or like you don't have something, it's unattainable, or it's a facade in some way, or like you're lying to yourself, there's a need to kind of come to terms with that right now. It might be causing you distress in other ways of your life, or causing you to be short-tempered, or there's just a need for you to like chill out and yeah, you got this, and you know I love you.